Okay, so this video is completely unscripted, actually. I've been seeing a lot of people in my comments talk about how I'm always so negative and shit about the franchise, right? I want you all to know this, that even though I'm negative, I'm not negative from a hater's perspective, where they're just talking about some fuck you and fuck this. I'm negative because I genuinely enjoy these things and I know not everyone likes it, but I personally like to point out flaws in things I enjoy because it just makes me enjoy it more. But that's just me. Okay, like as my okay, though I do genuinely do not like Dark Sonic, but I made this video to talk about my favorite Sonic form, Darkspine Sonic, which I actually believe is Dark Sonic done properly. And it doesn't even come down to execution or concept or idea, because conceptually Darkspine and Dark Sonic are the same thing. Conceptually, they're both good ideas, but not even execution wise, but more so commitments. That's what I'm gonna say. Like my basketball coach would always say this, but it's all about commitments to what you're doing. So let me explain. Dark Sonic isn't really all that good in my opinion. Not because the form doesn't look cool. It looks cool and it does work. But my issue is they don't commit to it. They don't commit to the form. Like it shows up, yeah, it does some cool stuff that could have easily been replaced or swapped in for any other thing. Like you could have done that 2 Emerald Sonic thing they did in the first season and it'd have done the exact same thing. So like, yeah, it doesn't actually bring anything to the story. And like, yes, I did actually read the Sonic Wiki right before this so that I can brush up on Dark Sonic. But we as the omniscient viewer, we already know that, or at least we learn that Chris and Cosmo were saved. So we don't have to worry. But Sonic doesn't know that. So like, it makes sense why he's mad. But my issue is, if you're gonna have the character act out of anger, which is also out of character, because Sonic is laid back, so if we're gonna have him act angry and out of character, at least commit to it. Like you show it for 5 seconds, and then you don't even bother letting him like run loose. Like I get like it's a bad idea and all that, like it end the story too fast or some complaints. But like that's my issue with forms like this. Like same thing with Dragon Ball, where it's like Fall Super Saiyan in the anime, if any of y'all have watched it. What is the point of adding these forms if you're not gonna actually like commit to it? There's no point, you're just wasting the viewer's time. Because when you don't commit to it and you also make the form easily replaceable, it just doesn't make sense. Now, on the other hand, we have Darkspine Sonic, who is actually like a well-designed form, in my opinion, because they stuck to the bit, they committed to it. They committed to Darkspine Sonic. Darkspine Sonic is meant to be Sonic powered by anger, hatred, and sadness. And I mean, both of them have reasons for actually like feeling the way they do, because like Dark Sonic is mad because his friends were beat up and imprisoned, and Darkspine Sonic is mad because the person he was following with his entire adventure, Deadass, just died. Like Shara just got slimed out, and this guy's talking about some. Don't worry, I'm gonna reset the world and become God, and then I'm gonna come for your world. So then Sonic is like really pissed off at this. So then Sonic goes Darkspine. If we're talking like design wise, I personally think Darkspine looks cooler. But at the end of the day, that's design wise. The issue with design wise is that it's like that's always gonna be an opinion thing. You can't actually control a person's opinion on design. So like that one is opinion. So if you disagree or agree with that one I can't really control or tell you or make like an actual factual statement. But anyways, yeah. Darkspine Sonic works because they committed to him. They're like, yes, Sonic is angry, sad, and he's spiteful right now. But they also don't make him act out of character. Like, the thing is, even while I read the Sonic wiki, while yes, I have watched Sonic X, I just don't like rewatching it. The whole Dark Sonic form was out of character because Sonic suddenly started getting happy killing things, which doesn't make any sense because Sonic has never been shown to be like a murderous person. I get that the Emerald was making him angry, but like the emeralds, just like even with the dark emeralds, the fake dark emeralds and the real emeralds, they only amplify what's there. They don't actually like create new emotions. So for Sonic to be like this murderous and happy killer in this form is so out of character. But in Sonic and the Secret Rings, despite Sonic being angry, spiteful, and like griefing right now, he's still completely reasonable. Like, he doesn't go and kill Alflela Walela. Instead, after beating him, he resets everything and forces him to like make 3 wishes for him because he's actually read the story. Which, if you don't know, yes, Sonic has in fact read the Arabian Nights. There was a joke about this in the bad ending if you don't get all world rings, where Sonic tries to use open sesame. It's a really funny joke if you know the context. Sonic, this is a divergent tirade, but like I just need to explain this joke. Sonic says open sesame, and most people would just say, "Oh, haha, Sonic's trying to be funny." But like if you actually know the Arabian Nights, one of the heroes in the Arabian Nights, to open a door, actually says the word open sesame, and the door opens. So Sonic probably just read the story and went, "Oh shoot, I should try that." So it's not just it's a multi-layered joke, but that's not related to what I'm talking about here. Anyways, as I was saying, the difference between Dark Sonic and Darkspine is Dark Sonic isn't really like fully committed to. The writers pick up the idea. They make Sonic act out of character completely for the idea, and then they toss it when they realize that they wrote themselves into a corner by giving him a power boost randomly. Whereas with Darkspine, they like show that he's strong. They show how strong he is. We get shown his limit. He doesn't have limitations that we know of, but we get shown of what he can do against an enemy that's like meant to be able to match his power. And then afterwards, he's not acting out of character. Like that's the main difference: commitment and character. Sonic in Darkspine doesn't act out of character. Even when he's angry and grieving, he's still the same Sonic that we know. He still chooses to save everybody and chooses to enslave the villain because he knows he can't kill a genie really though. The issue with Dark Sonic is that even when Dark Sonic is like at his best written, which he only showed up for 20 seconds, so I don't know how he's gonna be at his best written, he's still completely out of character and not like he's not like, okay, let me say like this. Think of character writing like a line. Even if you get the character angry, like a music line, it has to like go up and down like music or a heartbeat. That's what Darkspine Sonic is. He's like a heartbeat. While he's still the same person, he's still the same person, but he's still on the same line. He's still the same personality of Sonic. But Dark Sonic is a completely different line. Like, his personality isn't even completely the same as normal Sonic's. Because he goes from being this lighthearted guy that's willing to kill enemies that are like evil enough to just being like, oh yeah, fuck this, I'm gonna kill everybody. Like, it doesn't make sense. So yeah, it comes down to character writing and generalization, but I actually do personally really like Darkspine Sonic, and I don't know why so many people don't like talk about him as often. Because honestly, he's like he's one of the cooler forms. But again, cool design, that's all opinion based. But if we're talking like writing, story writing, he's definitely one. He's up there. Though if I did have to say my actual favorite Sonic form, it's gonna be Excalibur Sonic, but like that's another video. But all in all, yeah, I made this video so y'all know that I don't hate the franchise. I'm not actually a hater. Please know this. I'm not a spiteful bitch. Please know this. I do love the franchise and I love the transformations. I'm just pointing out to where some transformations work and don't work. For me. For me. You have to recognize that these are all opinion-based videos because I am not a god. My opinion is not fact. Now, to clarify about Hypersonic, I do like the form, and I did see something. Okay, this is completely separate from the video, so you can click off at this point. But like, to clarify. About Hypersonic, I do like the form and I do enjoy the idea, but yeah, and I also read your comments about how it doesn't steal from Supersonic's limelight, and like, yeah, that does actually make sense. It just really felt like it because like I made that video mostly in the heat of the moment, so like, yeah, that's my bad for not like settling down and thinking about it. But for Dark Sonic, I'm sticking to this opinion. I don't care if y'all hate me for this opinion, bro. I've had this opinion for like years now. I don't care. Darkspine Sonic is genuinely like trash. He brings nothing to the story, and I'm not even over exaggerating. Like, see, the thing with Darkspine is that it's like, if you took out Darkspine Sonic, the story wouldn't function because Alpha would automatically win. Whereas if you took Dark Sonic from Sonic X, the story would still function because Eggman was pretty much coming in to tell Sonic that Shadow already saved everybody, so they'd have just left. Dark Sonic brings nothing to his story other than looking good, and Darkspine Sonic is like a central point to how his story ends. That's the difference. But the issue with Darkspine is, even when Darkspine is like, did I say Darkspine? I meant Dark.